Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, November 7th, third day of Kislev. Today, I just want to spend one day discussing the halachas of the timing of tefillah, of davenings. That's because we fall back, we change the clock backwards in most of the states of the United States on Matzah Shabbos, November 6th or into November 7th. So here's how it affects us halachically. In the morning, we try not to say Shmona Esrei earlier than sunrise, if possible. Sunrise was kind of late until the clock changed, and it was like in some areas it was as late as 7:30 in the morning or later in some places, and that meant that the ideal time to daven shacharis was at 7:30 in the morning. When people are going out to work, there is a heter to start davening somewhat earlier, and therefore some people were davening as early as 6:30 in the morning, or even a little earlier than that in some areas. And basically, when the clock falls backwards, those halachas become a little bit easier, in the sense that when you want to daven really early in the morning, you're not rushing, you're not hitting difficult situations where it's too dark to daven. Now that we move the clock backwards at this time of the year, having early minyanim fits a little more easily with a halachic schedule. The general things to consider is that we don't like to daven Shmona Esrei earlier than sunrise. We do it if we're leaving to work. We don't like to put our tefillin on, and or talis on in the morning until it is the time that we call Mishayakir, when you can recognize the difference in colors more clearly, certain colors, and or you can recognize a medium friend, that there's enough light out that you can recognize a friend from just a short distance away. So different people have different estimates as to when that is. Some people put it at about 60 minutes before sunrise. So all of that, I hope I'm making sense here. It's a little bit complicated, but all of that has moved an hour earlier. So if you like to daven very early in the morning, now it's in your favor, because now you can find minyanim at 6:30 and maybe even at 6 in some areas, and it will be totally fine. Mind you, what you're going to notice is the time moves forward over the next few weeks, and that early time will start going a little bit later. I hope I said that clearly. Now, as far as the latest time to say Shema, that was comfortably, for, depending on your area, somewhere in the 9:30 or 10 o'clock range, and that now jumps 1 hour. That jumps 1 hour earlier. So you have to watch out for that if you're a person who likes to sleep in. And Sof Zaman Kriya Shema, the last time to say Shema, has jumped earlier now. You need to watch out for that and make sure that you're not saying Shema too late in the morning. For those of you who like to daven mincha early in the afternoon, that has jumped much earlier too, whereas the earliest time to say mincha in your area may have been 1:30 in the afternoon. It now jumps to somewhere around 12:30 in the afternoon, depending on where you are. One thing to watch for, of course, is that now the last chance to say mincha, which is, according to most opinions, at sundown, that has jumped an hour earlier, so your last chance to say mincha could be like before 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so watch out for that. You now have much more time to say Marav at night. Most people are comfortable saying Marav either after sundown or after nightfall, and that has jumped an hour earlier, so you can be saying Marav from somewhere around 5 or 6 in the evening all the way until late at night. The one thing to really watch for is this coming Friday. Shabbos will be starting an hour earlier. For some people, that will be as early as 4:30 in the afternoon or something thereabouts. And do watch for that, especially if you're traveling. It's not appropriate to be traveling close to Shabbos, because that risks, God forbid, Chilul Shabbos, violating Shabbos. So do watch for that after the clock change also. If I made any technical mistakes here in this rambling, feel free to let me know that and I'll correct it in tomorrow's halacha. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.